All right, the beat rolls on. Jeremiah, it is time to talk some college football.
Yeah, we'll start with some good news for the Cougars. Let's begin with BYU. The latest college football rankings are out, and now BYU is ranked in both polls. The Cougars have moved up 4 spots to number 21 in the Associated Press Top 25. They also make their season debut in the coaches poll at number 23. This marks the first time BYU has been ranked in consecutive weeks since 2009, when they were ranked in the top 25 for 7 consecutive weeks. They maintained their place in the top 25 thanks to a Thursday night victory over Houston on ESPN, a game that turned out to be much more difficult than expected for the Cougars in blue.
BYU and Houston, a clash of the Cougars, and we are underway.
A tremendous opportunity to play on 9/11.
O'Korn in the gun, Jackson right hip. BYU shows 6th at the line, and there's a handoff in the end zone. Safety, I think it's a safety. They got him in the end zone. Count 2 for BYU. Ryan Jackson stopped in the end zone. The Cougars open the scoring on defense. Is Lasike, who slides in motion in front of Taysom. Turn and hand off to Jamal. Jamal splits the gap and into the end zone for 6 easily. Touchdown BYU, Jamal Williams.
Holes were coming up and a little bit more of determination too, and Will just pounding the ball in and getting first downs.
Taysom in the gun. Oh, beautiful. Zone read keeper by Taysom Hill.
I love playing this game. You know, I love my teammates, and I love battling for them, and all of those things, as I mentioned, just kind of accumulation, and that's why you saw what you did.
Power pistol strength left. Taysom turns left, backs up, sets the throw, goes for the end zone, got a man, it's a touchdown! In the back right corner of Mitch Matthews! Takes the shotgun snap and looks to his left. Throws to a man, open down the sideline, it is caught at the sideline! Mitchell Juergens inside the Houston 30 to the 26. The ball came loose. It's taken away, and Houston on the run the other way.
Look, we just gotta clean it up. You know, we cannot end a half like that.
Force O'Korn to a secondary boot. He loads up, wings it for the end zone. Ball's in the air, and it is it caught for a touchdown? It is a touchdown by Houston on the final play of the half. Wow! Daniel Spencer goes up at the goal line and brings it down on a prayer.
The game a year ago was much like this. I mean, it looked like we were going to pull away, and then there was an interception for a touchdown and a kick return for a touchdown, and then it just... So I'm not saying it was like a self-fulfilling prophecy, but man, those guys are hard to shake. They just kind of find a way to keep clawing back, and to their credit, and I think they do some really good things.
Taysom to the gun. The backs are split. Diagonally bisecting his hips. He gives to Jamal. Jamal into the end zone. Straight ahead. Touchdown, BYU.
My entire focus is really not about the record at all. It's just day by day, play by play, minute by minute in practice, and the rest of that I think will take care of itself. We have just a series of basically 9 more one-game seasons in the situation we're in.
Go out there, play, score, come off the field, let defense go in, 3 and out, offense back on, go out and score. If we just do that, we'll be fine. And I feel like next game we'll do better.
All right, let's go back to Hanson Christian. Anderson called in sick tonight, so he couldn't be with us. The nation is watching Taysom Hill. I know that was terrible. His leap of faith and the victory over Texas. Again, I apologize. That was just horrific.
Don't apologize.
Anyway, the leap of faith, the win over Texas, it placed Taysom in the Heisman conversation. Did he help himself or hurt himself against Houston?
Well, obviously he didn't help himself. I don't know how much he hurt himself, but he didn't help himself. He's got to continue to prove that he can throw the ball.
Yeah, he's got to be more efficient and show that he can do more with his arm than his actual legs.
Now, a lot of quarterbacks in the NFL and college are going down because they like to run the ball and not slide. Taysom Hill still hasn't learned that yet.
Yeah, you just hope he doesn't learn the hard way. You know, sometimes these guys have to take one shot. He's taken a shot. He did against Utah State how many years ago now? And goes down, and you know, you would think that he might have learned from that and that he would get down. He's suffered serious injury, guys. People don't remember that, you know, he came back from an ACL.
You know, he ran for 26 rushes for 160 yards. He was efficient on the ground, but that can't be his staple the whole season.
Okay. What was the deal? What was maybe different about him this week? He seemed a little impatient with the football.
Yeah, you know, here's the thing. People like to try to pigeonhole things or focus all their attention on one thing. There are so many different reasons. A lot of times it's not Taysom. A lot of times it's what the defense is doing to Taysom. You know, some defenses are going to try to pressure him, get him out of the pocket, push him into bad decisions. Some defenses may give him just a little bit more leeway, like UConn. But I think it has as much to do with the defense as it does with Taysom most of the time.
Yeah, and in these scenarios we're seeing, you know, where he's actually making great decisions. You see in the zone read, he pulls it. He has this open gash here in that D to E gap area. That D end came down here. This is another example of him being impatient, where he's looking downfield. He can't pick up his reads, and he tries to pull it down. He's got guys in his face, and that Houston defense got after him in that second half, and that's why you didn't see him efficiently, you know, lead BYU to scores. And that's where he started to rely strictly on his feet. And that's why you saw his rush figures go up in terms of reps, but his yards per carry go down.
You know, another thing with Taysom, with really any great athlete, if they start to get pressured, they're going to revert back to old habits, and that's sometimes what Taysom does.
Jamal Williams, he had a great night on Thursday. Talk about why he was so successful.
Yeah, Jamal, you know, he's been waiting to have his breakout game this season. You see here on this play right here, this is his first touchdown, pretty easy, 11-yard scamper. You see him just really have some great blocking up here.
Yeah, let me tell you why he's so successful. Kyle Johnson right here, Tijon Koroma, you see the cut block, you see him come down low. You know, that's just great combo blocking, getting up to the second level. That's beautiful interior blocking on that run play.
And it's a great run by him. You see him you see him work it wide and cut it up the alley, and there's no linebacker, there's no backside safety to fill that gap.
He's successful because of the pigs.
Okay, now guys, with all this talk about Taysom and Jamal Williams, the defense is kind of being overshadowed, and that's not really a good thing because they're pretty studly the first 3 games.
Yeah, you know, you're seeing some great play from the safeties, whether it's Bills, Pove, even Levitt coming up and laying some big hits, guys similar to, you know, Sorensen and Rich from the past. And that even pains me to say that as a former Ute. But, you know, you got to appreciate guys who are willing to lay their shoulder out and their head out to knock people out, and did some great gang tackling.
Let me tell you, I want people talking about me being dirty as a defender. When you hear somebody say, oh, he's dirty, he's hitting hard, too hard, that's when you know you're doing your job as a defender.
Okay. All right, Dirty Hands, thank you. We'll check back in with you guys in just a second.